This is the real concrete jungle.
Where I'm from, yeah. I'm from a concrete jungle in the middle of the Pacific Ocean.
The concrete jungle.
Welcome to the Concrete Jungle Podcast Market Mondays, where we'll be introducing you to some dope entrepreneurs making some serious noise in the community. Shout out to the Concrete Jungle Clothing, sponsoring all your dope local and international island hip-hop artists. Follow us on all social platforms, hashtag everything the Concrete Jungle Podcast. And if you're new to the channel, subscribe and check out the latest episodes available now. Check it out, y'all. Tonight, we got a special guest up in the Concrete Jungle. We got an entrepreneur, business owner, educator / expert craftswoman. Yeah, I said it, it's a craftswoman. It's a woman's world, y'all. Just an absolute boss, straight out of Carson, California. She's known as the crafting queen, y'all. She's the whole vibe on and off that gram. Please welcome to the Concrete Jungle, Chastity, Sisavaii, yo, Puefua, yo, aka Party Wish, CEO, boss up.
The Concrete Jungle.
I love it. Love the intro.
Yeah, you know, we gotta introduce our entrepreneurs / artists out there. You know, I like to consider all of our guests artists because you got your own art and your lane and what you're doing, and it's absolutely beautiful. So welcome to the Concrete Jungle, fams. How you doing?
Good. How are you? Thanks for having me. I'm excited to be here.
I'm good. You know, like I was saying earlier, it's finally great to have some time to carve out so we can have the conversation. And for all you guys out there who's been sleeping under a rock, yo, my girl right here, Sis Fab, yo, Party Wish CEO right here. If you've been sleeping under a rock, yo, let me just give you a little background and she could chime in real quick, yo. So Sis is a CEO, entrepreneur, yo, business owner of Party Wish. All right, so everything crafting from graduations, any kind of events, from your sensitive events to funerals and birthday events such as that. This is your go-to girl right here. Also a class educator of this crafting. Yo, give us some background, fans. A little bit about who you are, where you come from.
Well, I'm from Carson. I'm not from Carson. I'm not a Carson native, but I've been living out here for the past 8 years. I started this thing. I was an educator first, like you mentioned. I used to teach, and then I missed the teaching aspect of it, like with the children, but it was more so of like the admin and management that kind of pushed me to get into my own thing and pushed me to do my business, because when I felt like I wasn't valued at this job, that's when I had to do something for myself. And so that's when I had to take that leap of faith and just start a business, and didn't know anything about starting a business, but you know, faith moves mountains. So I just had to have faith in myself, and I just started from home and then ended up moving into a shop and moved into another shop. And then now I rent those out to 2 other Samoan women business owners. Yeah. And then we're all in the same building. So we kind of have this little corner on lock over here. But I do custom work, and my husband works with me now. So that's my partner. He just started his business, which is Photo Wish. It's a branch off of Party Wish. It's under the umbrella of Party Wish. It's a photo booth business. So we're just doing a lot of things. We just got in from Utah today, so we just like flew out there, did a casting, and flew right back. And I knew I had to make it to make time with you. So thank you for having me.
So we got you fresh off the plane. That's what I'm talking about, yo. FOP, fresh off the plane. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. Yo, so that's pretty dope. So you're from Cali. You said you've been in Carson for about 8 years. So where are you originally from?
I was born in Long Beach, but I was raised in like Paramount Downey area. So Paramount and Downey, not too far from Carson. And my family.
So you a LA baby, okay?
Yeah.
All right, for sure. So yeah, let's take it back a little bit. Okay, so you know, I want to know, like, because we see the empire and where it's at and where it's growing and expanding to. I want to know what started all this. How'd you get into this whole crafting thing?
Well, in 2012, I bought a Cricut machine and I wanted to start a business then, but at that time, I think I was like 23 at the time, and I kind of didn't have that much faith in myself. So I just let it fall to the wayside. And then it was like 7 years later, just working jobs that I was unhappy with. And then in 2019, that's when I was just like, you know what, I can't do this anymore. Like, there has to be more to life than this, like going to work, dreading work, being unhappy. But when I didn't feel valued and respected, that's when I was just like, no, I got to do something. And then I felt like God was like giving me signs all the time, like, do your business, do your business. And then I picked the name Party Wish in 2012, but didn't do anything with it. So then 2019, I went to go re-register my name, and I just was like, you know what, I'm gonna just try it again and just see where it takes me. And I had no idea that it was just gonna come to fruition like this. I really didn't.
Nice, man. That's beautiful. What's the concept behind Party Wish?
All things custom. I say that because there's really not any limit to what I customize. And it's with this little machine back here. It's a little cutting machine. It cuts designs. And so basically we design things and then it just cuts whatever we design in the program. And when I just started off with like simple things like water bottles, but I was trying to get my feet wet and like get some orders in and get some sales. So I just started trying to customize and create things that I didn't see out there, like tribal doormats and things like that. And then I would just post it, and then it just started to like get a little buzz on Instagram, and then slowly but surely it just kept growing.
That's what's up. So are you an artist aside from all this? Were you like always drawing like as a youngin'?
No, I used to always love doing like crafty stuff. Like when we go to church functions or at school, and then they always have like arts and crafts time. Like that was like, I really enjoyed it. So I always loved doing crafting. I don't draw though. I wish I knew how to draw, but no, I don't draw.
Yo, that's dope. So with these designs that you have to create for certain projects, how do you come up with so much designs, fam? Like your work is awesome. It's smooth. It's pretty dope. So like, where's the inspiration come from all of this?
Our Polynesian culture, being Samoan, and it's just not Samoan designs that I work with. Is like Tongan, Fijian, Hawaiian, Guamanian, you name it, even like Hispanic. There's no limit really. That's why I say all things custom, because really it's like whatever you can think of and put into that design space program, our little machine will cut it out for you, and then we just apply it to different surfaces, different projects, different items. One of my favorite things is like the caskets and the bottles that I do.
Nice.
Yeah, those are like some of my favorites that I do.
Yo, so I before we get any further down the line with these dope designs and the work that you do, you're talking about the 9 to 5, and this is Market Monday, so we want to see what's going on in the minds of an entrepreneur as yourself. And when you were working those odd jobs and things just weren't adding up, what was your biggest lesson that you learned from the 9 to 5?
I think I learned that I knew that. So it's funny because I used to always tell my mom like I would like vent to her all the time about my jobs. And she would always tell me like, you need to be a business owner because you don't like working for people. It's really like the freedom of my time and what I get to do. Like I get to wake up whenever I want to wake up. But as an entrepreneur, you gotta be there early, even though you're your own boss. You gotta like we're always grinding. It's like a 25/8 thing, and it really is like even your mind is always like, even when you have time to sit down, your mind's still running. It's still going like, what do I have to do? What I got to get done? Like what's coming next?
That's dope. Look, I will say this now. Reaching back to 2012 when the Party Wish was the concept. What was the mission at hand? When that first initiation of Party Wish, what was the mission?
So initially I wanted to do parties. Like I wanted to kind of like an event decorator
okay.
Yeah, like set up like backdrops and stuff. And I have a lot of friends that are in that field. When I started doing little setups, I noticed real quick that I don't like to do the party side of it, like set up and decorating. I like to do the custom stuff. So I learned real quick with like the little parties that I was doing that I was like, no, this ain't for me. Especially at the time, I was like a one-man band, so it was a lot.
Man, I bet. Now you came from wanting to do parties, and now you've evolved into like these dope casket creations, these bottles that like these they gonna make these bottle service girls like look even better with these coming out, you know? So like with that being said, I do wonder because as I see these dope designs on the caskets, family, what's that feeling like working with families at such a really sensitive moment in their life?
It's really an honor. Like every time each time I get hit up for a casket, especially the caskets, like I really take it to heart. Like I connect with the person that I'm honoring by doing their casket. So I like to get to know how that person was. So the family will tell me like, oh, she was like this, or he was like that, or he loved this, or I like to ask them questions about the person who I'm honoring. That's how I like to look at it.
Wow, that's dope. I gotta ask for all of us curious folks out here, have you ever had a spiritual encounter while doing this?
No, I haven't. But what's crazy when I go to these funeral homes or mortuaries, or even when the casket's here at the shop, like I feel at peace and I feel calm, and it's crazy because a lot of people, they ask me like, have you ever done any with the person inside? And I have done.
That was my next question.
I have done 2 with the person inside, and I did actually 2 other ones with the person laying right next to the casket. And I don't mind it at all. Like, I just know that I'm there to do what I have to do, and it doesn't freak me out at all either. Like, sometimes I'll be talking to them. I know they're scared.
I'm going over there on the other side.
But I always pray before we do a casket. I always pray for, their spirit, and I pray for God to bless me and my husband with our hands as we work on the stuff, because it's an important job. This is like the family's final send off to, of their loved ones. So I'm always like, we really gotta do a good job.
Man, that is super dope, yo.
Yeah.
Like I was curious just because I was wondering too. I was like, man, I wonder if anyone's
People ask me all the time.
Yo, so here's my next follow-up question. So do you charge extra if they're in the casket?
No. Sometimes I never know how it is, because all mortuaries and funeral homes, they're all different. Some are super accommodating. Some are like, no, we only have this time frame, and the person's already dressed and in the casket. So it's always different. Every single mortuary and funeral home, they all are different.
You're a blessing, yo. You are an absolute blessing to be able to have you in that space, and I feel the spirit through you. You know what I'm saying? Like my mom's what I would say, the anganga. You know what I'm saying? Like my broken Samoan, but you know what I'm saying? Like I feel the spirit radiating through you, and when I hear that, it's pretty touching. And when you do these urns as well, are these empty also?
Mm-hmm. All the urns that I've done have been empty. But if there was ashes in there, I wouldn't mind it either.
That's true. I've growing up, you kind of have a bit of a misconception of, urns in a household. But, I had some family cremated, and I will say that, it kind of brings me closer to my family to see them every day, and, being able to touch them and say what's up and good morning, good night. Yeah. So that's pretty dope. And you've answered like my question on that. Something I was always lingering about, like, wow, family, you're in such a very sensitive space with the family. That's pretty dope. So, moving on to these bottles that you be making as well. So I see these bottles, yo. So let's talk about this. You ever get tempted to just crack these bottles while you design it?
No.
Dope, you know what I'm saying?
I don't, but I have my own bar cart here. If I want to, crack a bottle open, I can the bar cart.
Yo, shout out to the new office. You know what I'm saying? I know that you just touched base. You're expanding, and you got the bar cart. You know what I'm saying? So let's talk about work-life balance. How are you able to balance that with such a party-like environment? How's the balance going?
You know what? I love doing these like events and courses because my favorite thing about it is just meeting new people. Like I have so many students and I keep in touch with them all the time. I like building relationships with people and just like, you know, they don't just come to a course and then I bid them goodbye. They come to a course, but then we're like friends for life. Like I'll tell them like, if you ever need me, because my mentorship is like continuous and ongoing. And my students all know that, so they always reach out to me. It's like a network, like it's like a family network that I just met them, but we all just stay in touch. But the work-life balance, that's one thing that I feel like I'm always trying to work on balance because I have kids, I have my husband, we work together now, we have the business, just keeping things going. Then we travel all the time for work and sometimes for family trips. So it's a lot, but it's just God at the end of the day. Like I put God first and I feel like he just blesses us and I'm thankful.
You're radiating blessings and I feel that. What's it like working with your husband? Being able to do that's a blessing. You know what I'm saying? To be able to work with your, your life partner all day, make that money. You know, that's even cherry on top of that.
Right. I mean, who would you trust more than your spouse, right?
No one.
So, right? So he was working in the aerospace industry for a while, and then it was in, I believe, October when he came on full time and started working with me. And it was an adjustment because I was so used to doing everything by myself, but it's actually more helpful. And we've learned to like, he knows how I work and he knows how I like things. So we kind of like when we need to stay out of each other's way, he'll go over there and I'll be in the office or he'll be in the front. But it's actually really good. It's going good. And I'm grateful for, all his support. So, he was always supporting me when I started this up. He was our breadwinner. And so now I'm helping him and trying to get him going with his business. And it's just a family business now.
So I'm talking about power couples. That's what I'm saying. Samoan excellence. That's what we're talking about. You know what I mean? I love it. I love it, family. So being, a woman of an educational background and giving that back to the community, what subject were you teaching? What were you doing back then?
I was teaching pre-K, so the little ones,
A lot of patience.
It's a big change, right? I feel like I'm still educating. It's just in a different setting with different people, but it's still the same goal. I love to teach. I've always loved school, so it's just I switched up the setting and I get to travel now and I meet older people now. But I have some kids, like some young students. I think I have a class coming up in Carson and my youngest student she's 11. So I'm excited to have her this month. In the month of March, we have a Carson course coming up. So I still have some teens and some young children that take my courses too to learn the cricket game.
Wow, so let's talk about the courses for a sec real quick. So these courses are all ages?
They're open to all ages. It's not just women. Some men sign up. I've had a couple of men sign up with their wives. So like hubby-wife duos come in to learn and soak up the game. And then I've had a dad and a daughter come. So it's open to all ages. It's open to men and women, not just women. With that little machine that we have, it's literally, I tell people if they have a machine and they're not using it, you leave the money on the table because you could literally do so much with that little machine.
I bet. And I see you built an empire off of that little machine right there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The little big machine. We'll call it a big machine because it's
I know, right?
You know what I'm saying? So, in honor of International Women's Day that recently just passed, we'll celebrate it all month. Right. How important is it for you to be, a role model for our young Polynesian, Samoan, Tongan, all of our Pacifica young women? How important is that to you?
Extremely important. So I have a Tongan friend, and there's something that she says. Her name is Whitney, and I agree with it wholeheartedly. She said, we have to crawl so they can walk and run, you know? So we got to do the hard stuff so that the generations that are coming up, it'll be easier for them to get into stuff. But women empowerment is my thing. That's why I hold these events all the time. And it's so important to me to build each other up and just uplift each other, because there's so much negativity and bad vibes and bad energy out here. So I like to create this space where we can all, connect and network and just be uplifting with one another. And so that's why I hold these events. And even in the courses, there's always like tears, laughter, but I feel like I'm walking in my purpose.
I feel it. And I will say this, if it means anything, the energy that I see from your events online, it looks like you're having like a function.
Mm-hmm.
Like it looks like you're having like a family function, like literally, you know what I'm saying? And so that's why I say you look like you partying, yo, it looks dope. They say, you know what I mean? If you have fun at what you're doing every day, then you're living the dream.
Right.
And, I can't be mad at that. So let us know from the entrepreneur perspective, and all of us, hopeful entrepreneurs on the edge, just trying to take that leap out there. What do we need to do to get started?
I think you just have to have a strong faith, and you have to be consistent. I preach this to my students all the time because I'm meeting new students all the time. I tell them the one thing that I never stopped doing was I never stopped working. Like, I never let up. I didn't take breaks online. Like, I just kept working. And I tell them, like, when you're consistent and you're putting out good work, like, it's gonna come to you, but it doesn't pop overnight. It doesn't happen overnight. You really got to put in the work, and you'll see with consistency that it will come to fruition. You just got to keep at it. I always say, keep your head down, keep working, and don't stop.
Dope. And I feel that, you know what I'm saying? Getting up and getting to it is the hardest part. So once you're in the middle of it, you're already halfway there.
Right.
And so with that being said, what's the first step that one should take? Should a graphic designer just grab the DBA first off? Should we just start making designs and start slanging them? What would your first lesson to our future crafters out there?
I think it's being creative. Always trying to think of like not what will sell, but how to get yourself out there. So it's just like putting yourself out there. You're talking about the DBA. Yes, if you think of a name, you got to get your DBA, you got to get your name registered, and then you got to get all that other stuff falls into place. But I think just getting started is the hardest part. Once you got your foot in the door, then you just keep building from there. Like, invest in yourself, invest in courses, invest in learning, education, whatever field you're in. I feel like sometimes we don't want to, but investing in knowledge is like, it's priceless, really. Because once you learn a skill and whatever it is that you want to do, like videography, crafting, whatever it is, once you learn that skill, you can just hit the pavement running if you really like put your all into it, I feel.
That's dope. That's what's up. So just making sure that you're putting your all into it, having your heart first, and everything else will follow, it sounds like.
Yes.
Yo, that's what's up right there. So with that being said, now coming from the 9-to-5 work, you're a multiple business owner. How has the growth been from the 9-to-5?
I think it's
personal growth.
Personal growth? I think I've grown a lot. My social skills have grown way more. I used to be shy and people don't believe me. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, ask my mom. You'll know, like, I was a shy person, but it really brings you out of your shell and it forces you to, be more like, just be out there with yourself. Growth all around, I feel, is just like, everything is just blessed. I'm gonna say blessed because financially, spiritually, it's just been blessed since I started this. And I don't knock the 9-to-5 because we all have worked the 9-to-5. It's just not for some people, and it is for some people. But for me, I just couldn't keep doing it. I like to put my all into stuff, and if I'm not happy, I can't give my all. So I felt like I had to just take that leap and just go with it.
Looking back at 2012 Chastity, what would you have told her back then?
I think I would have told her, don't stop. Like, have faith. It's gonna go somewhere. And at that time, I didn't have the faith in myself. So it took me 7 years to get it really started, but maybe that 7 years I had to learn things to build my character and build myself to be able to handle all the ups and downs of becoming a business owner.
That's what's up. You know, when people see the success of what you're doing, some people think it's overnight. Some people think, oh, like, wow, they just, something just kind of fell into people's laps. Yeah. But they don't really take into consideration the journey that it took to get there.
Literally, I like how you said that.
You put me on right now. I had no idea, actually. So as you're saying and explaining, sitting at your 9 to 5, 2012 is like, wow, this is dope. Like, all this was building up. And this is why everything that you produce looks so dope. It looks clean and it looks dope. It's coming from a pure place,
Thank you.
And so what is the most rewarding thing about your crafting?
The most rewarding thing that came from it, or from like just crafting?
I would say from your products that you provide for your clients. What would be the most rewarding thing for yourself?
I think just the reactions that I get from customers and clients, that's the most fulfilling and rewarding for me, because when they're happy, I'm happy. And when I get tears, I be having tears too, because it's like an emotional roller coaster. Like, I love to do what I do, and I feel like I put my heart into it. And then when people appreciate it and they're happy with it, then, that's rewarding for me.
That's dope. I'm gonna call it right now. I think you should turn the camera on to your every day-to-day life. Like, I mean, you already got a camera on, you're doing an awesome job, but like, I wanna see you while you're doing the caskets and we got the body line next to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, rest in peace. You know what I'm saying? I want to see that. I want to be inside, with what Party Wish is doing. You brought me in your world. Now take me in further. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You know what's crazy? My husband was telling me that he wanted to do that. He was telling me this last year, that we need to start doing more. He was calling it Work With Me. We were gonna do like Work With Me Wednesdays, where we like just record me, and I'm just like, I take you guys with me, like from the morning till we close. Sometimes we're here literally all day, but I know that it's because we have to sacrifice that time, but we get to enjoy our time with our family too. Like, if we want to stop right now and just go with the kids somewhere, we could do that. There's the freedom that I love. That's what I enjoy most.
But the plus is you're on your time. You know what I'm saying? And that's priceless right there, having time to yourself. And I think the one thing that they do take away from us and put us in this illusion is time. Yeah. And so when we are used and conditioned to being paid for our time, we're pretty much like the elephant with a rope on in the circus. You know what I'm saying? We're kind of too scared to break away.
Yeah.
And so you've broken away, family. You know what I'm saying? You've made your way. And it's pretty dope, because you give us inspiration of what we should be doing out there with our creative minds out there. And like you said, there's a little piece. If you got that little equipment that's sitting on your desk somewhere, you never know where it could take you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And speaking of where it could take you, what's coming up next for Party Wish?
Well, we have our photo wish that we just started, and we're already getting bookings for that. But not the final destination, but I feel like what I'm working towards is a funeral home, Final Wishes Funeral Home. And I shared it on my page before, but so the wish is like my thing. That's where I like Party Wish, photo wish. But I really I feel like God is like putting me into this like funeral industry business, because ever since I started, I've been working on sentimental things, funeral orders, and then it just went into the caskets and urns that I'm doing every week. I'm working on funeral things. And when I go to the mortuaries and the funeral homes, I feel like I'm there. Like, I'm like, this is where I want to be. And I see each and every different funeral home and mortuary, and each one that we go to, I see the things that I would like to have and the things that I wouldn't. So I'm like always looking at the funeral homes, and I feel like that's where what I want to work towards.
Speak it into existence. The universe is hearing you, family. It's gonna be done. Our next follow up in the future, we should be dropping that addy for that funeral home, and I feel it.
Yeah.
Let's get it.
We gotta manifest it.
Definitely got to manifest it, and you are manifesting everything. And with that, at hand right there, I want to talk about just a little bit of the fun part of Party Wish, because you're on the go. And like I say, with people who don't understand, what you're doing in the industry, I'm a DJ entertainer myself. So people don't understand when you're working in your life, they think it's a party and, it's all fun. It's like, it's actually work. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So with that being said, like, what does Party Wish do to let her hair down and have a little party time? How do you kind of relax?
I think it's music for me. Like, whenever I listen to music and I could vibe off of it, and I don't care if I'm alone, that's kind of like my thing that I like to do. Being with my family, but really it's like just relaxing to some good music, vibing to music. And then doing those events and like meeting new people. I love to be around that energy, and everyone's like, I had one of my students, and she's so sweet. She's from the Bay Area, and she came to her first class she took with me. It was in November, the weekend of Thanksgiving, and then December 3rd was the next weekend, and that was my grand opening. She came all the way out here, and she told me during the party, she said, "Man, I've never been to anything like this." And I was like, "What do you mean?" She was like, "Everybody's like positive and vibing and getting along and happy." I'm like, "Girl, that's the energy I like to be around." So like, I like to create that. So the people that I feel that with, like, those are people that I'm gonna be around, and like, I'm gonna keep them in my company, and I'm gonna invite them to my functions. And it's kind of like how I'm doing my events now. Like, it started as like little get together events, and now it's like, I feel like it's a whole movement. Like, that feeling that she was chasing, and she comes to all my events now. It's just, I like to recreate it for myself because it feels good, and for everybody else that's around me.
That's dope. In the concrete jungle, that feeling we like to call hip hop. And so, with that being said, and you take it straight to the core of where we at. Music. Music is seriously what connects. It's that universal language of love, music as it is. And one song, if you could just play on repeat for the rest of your life, what would it be?
I'm really into Russell right now. Like,
okay.
I'm a big Nipsey fan, but there's a Russell song that I always repeat. And he has a lot of hypey songs, but this one isn't like, it really, you know how you with lyrics?
Yeah.
As a DJ and stuff. So it's Stood Tall by Russell. It's more of like his.
Okay.
Yeah, so listen to
that right here. And we got y'all in the concrete jungle. That's what I'm talking about, man. And this is why we as Concrete Jungle, we are a hip hop family here, community organization. And I find through hip hop, with the language of hip hop itself, the core essence of hip hop, we all grew up from it out here. You know what I'm saying? In Cali. And it kind of embeds in us, that hustle, that, throughout the griminess of what we go through out here, People think you're living in Cali, you're living on the beach with palm trees and,
I know.
like, we live right there. But we live like inside the inner streets.
Right.
But like you saying, and then we evolved to taking real estate right there on the coast. That's where we at, family. You know what I'm saying? And that's the purpose of highlighting our entrepreneurs and our leaders in our community. And I just want to say thank you, Chastity, for real. I want to give you your flowers, family. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for all your great work, your positivity. You know what I'm saying? Your women, the women empowerment that you are setting forth for all of our young Pacifica women out there. I got a young daughter myself, and she loves crafting. I swear to God, you leave construction paper in front of her, she has like little rings and little necklaces out of what, I don't know how she makes it sometimes. But like, I always want to support that creative artists inside everyone out there, and you definitely
are doing that. You say that. It's crazy that you say that, Devotion, because I was just telling my husband I want to do more things with children and teens and the youth. I feel like our youth, they really need those positive outlets. And I want to do something with the younger generation and the kids and youth and the teens. So I'm already like brainstorming these things like as we speak. So it's crazy that you said that. And then your daughter could come over and come
Let's
crafting.
do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She's also an Ori Tahiti dancer, so she could do some Segway segments too.
Okay.
Yeah. Hey, so yeah, let's collab on that. This is the purpose of Market Mondays. So I'm a DJ for school districts with middle school kids, and so we could probably collaborate on something like that. Okay.
Yeah.
Like if you throw in an event, you need a DJ, we can collab. I know how to get a little in with some suavemente, mix with a little, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We can punch genres. But I love it. I work with kids too as well. I do events with. I mainly work with middle school. That's my bread and butter right there.
Good.
I love that awkward teenage phase that they're moving into and kind of don't really understand.
Yeah.
So like that's what I do in my own world. I'll bring those wallflowers off the wall and I'll mix like the unexpected, nerdy kid with the popular girl. I'll get the popular kid and mix them up with another girl that he doesn't know, and then they're dancing together. And so, we can do something like this with the kids and coordinate something. This is dope, all right? Let's keep that in mind though, fam. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Some future business, Party Wish / Concrete making an event. Yeah. Yep. Taking it back, to Carson, California, now, what legacy are you hoping to leave behind for those precious little children of yours?
That's a good one. I just want kids and the youth to know that there's more to life when you take a chance on yourself, when you believe in yourself. And I know it sounds like believe in yourself, have faith, but it really is at the end of the day, having faith. Like you can't see things, but if you're dreaming of it, if you imagine it, if God put it on your heart and in your mind, it's for you. You just got to go for it and work towards it.
And don't give up.
Yes, don't give up. Stay consistent.
Yeah. Nothing will work unless you work with it. So I love that. And speaking of work and what we got coming up, you got a soiree coming up, right?
Yes.
Talk about it. Talk about that new upcoming project.
So it's funny because it started from this Galentine's. Galentine's is a thing that I do for women. We create vision boards. And it's so crazy because at these events, a lot of our poly women never made a vision board before. And it was just like, it's like crazy to me because I'm like, these are things that my mom always did with us that I didn't appreciate then, but I appreciate now because a vision board is like, it's a visual reminder of goals and things that you set for yourself, dreams, aspirations, anything you put on your vision board, and you could hang it up, you can have it on your desk. It's just a visual reminder of like daily, like these are the things I want to work towards and, work on. It could be internal, it could be tangible things, but it's for you. This is your vision board. So that's how it started with these events. And then all the women at both events, SoCal, I did one in Oakland with the Bay Area girls, and everyone, they didn't want it to end. Like, oh my gosh, I wish it was longer. So then they're like, man, I can't wait till next February. I was like, we ain't gotta wait till next February. So then I just went and started planning the summer soiree. So it's gonna be like a continuation of that, but just more motivational things, like motivational speakers. The theme is called The Best of Me. So I'm just gonna leave that, but they'll know when they come. It's like becoming the best version of yourself. And so that's what the theme is, our summer soiree. We're gonna have music. We're having it at the Reef in Long Beach. So everything's already being prepared. Everything's booked. It's just, we're almost sold out. Like I just dropped it last Friday and it hasn't even been a week and we're almost sold out.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Thank you.
Nice. And the Reef. Oh, you really treating them good. That's good eating right
Yes.
there. Right, been to the Reef. Oh, you remember that buffet they used to do on the weekend?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Reef right there on the water up in Long Beach. Nice. Man, so okay. So
everything's already in motion. Everything's already in place. It's just we're about to sell out. We have 11 tickets left and then we're sold out. And then I have a team that I invited, like a couple of girls to co-host it with me. I like to do different events with different people. I just like to collab with people. I like to work with different people. Each time I do a new event, I collab with new people. I like to see everybody has different things they bring to the table. So it excites me to collab with other women.
Oh man, you're basically a life coach, family. You know what I'm saying? Like,
we need some men events though.
Come on now. Let me know what's up. I'd love to take part of that. You know what I'm saying? I could be a participant, or I could be, a joining member. So I'd love to be a part of something like that. You know,
I was thinking like in the fall. I was like, in the fall we got to do, because a lot of guys they up there like, man, this is only for women. That's not fair. That's sexist. And I'm like, all right, we're gonna start something for the men and the women. It could be unisex, and everybody's invited and come.
You're all like, well, send your girl over here. She'll give you the feedback on what it's all about.
Yep.
That's dope though. I really love everything that you're doing. It's so positive, and like I said, I just want to be a part of it. I want to be a part of whatever is going on with it. I love it. And so we got the soiree coming on. When is that date, family?
July 29th, 2023. It's a Saturday. It's an evening event. So we usually do like morning events, but I was like, it's the summertime. We're going to be by the water. It's going to be nice and cool evening. So it's going to be an evening event.
Oh man, this is going to be so dope, yo. So make sure you guys tap in. By the time you guys see this on Monday, it's probably going to be so dope. So make sure y'all. But we'll post this right now. We'll kind of get this going on socials a little bit beforehand. Yeah. So that's dope. You know why I say you're basically a life coach is because, coming from, I'll be honest with you, coming from like, our Samoan community and, coming from the hood, I'll be honest with you, there's not a lot of positive stuff going around. So speaking positivity and, living in that light, it's kind of not normal. You know what I'm saying? So when you're just kind of confident, you're radiating that, people have no choice but to just kind of like either join the party or not. Party wish. So like I feel it, man. You sound like you've overcame a lot of obstacles, family, and you sound like the blessings are just landing there purposefully. And I just want to tell you, man, I really appreciate you. I appreciate our leaders like you in the community that's just making a point and a purposeful point to highlight us through yourselves. It's not even about our people. You're just doing you. And that's why I said, especially, in this aspect of being a life coach, because I don't know if you see these life coaches on TikTok, they're like charging people bands to fly away for a weekend and just tell them how much they suck at life. So it's like, yo, we gotta flip this, a party wish resort weekend.
It's so crazy because I have like a little get together. I have a little get together this Saturday too with some of the girls that came to Valentine's Day. Like, we chasing that feeling of just like being around that good energy and just being around positive, like-minded women. Like everyone's like, when we getting together, I'm like, all right, let me do something in March. Let me set something up. So I know you have a wife, so if your wife ever want to come down, send her over here.
We definitely do.
Yeah.
She is a huge admirer of your work as well, and we need like a little couple course discussion. You know what I'm saying? So if you got a little pink wine with me, I like a little drink with my sessions.
Yes. You know what? I have something coming up called Vibe and Wine, so I'll keep you guys posted on that too.
Man, family, you is working. That's what I'm talking about, yo. Now, before we do let you go and you slide out, I know you got a lot going on right now. And please let us know, how can we get a hold of you? Drop the contacts for us.
You can get a hold of me on, mostly people get a hold of me on Instagram at partywish_. My email, partywish23@gmail.com. Or they could pull up to the shop in Carson, 21841 Avalon Boulevard, Carson, California, 90745. Most of the time, I'm always here.
Nice. That's by the Samoan store out there, right?
The fabric store?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's up the street from the Poly Grill too.
Oh, okay. All right, so make sure you guys tap in. We got that right there. We'll make sure we drop that address right there. Connect with Party Wish Yo Chastity, man, on Instagram, and she's on TikTok, man. You probably see her floating on TikTok, yo. You going viral on TikTok now. So we got all that coming up. Any words of wisdom before we let you go, family?
There's a quote that it's a Nipsey quote, and I always tell everybody this, my students, everybody, you got to have faith in what you're doing and never take no for an answer. And that's what I want to leave y'all with.
Hey, I love it. I love it. And the marathon continues on that note,
Amen.
right? And thank you once again. Like I said, family, we appreciate you. We appreciate everything you got going on. Whatever you got going on, we got going on, family. Thanks to Party Wish coming through, yo. Chastity, yo, it has been an honor to talk, yo, Marketing Monday business talk with you and future dreams, yo. And I wish you nothing but much success and everything that's coming on, yo. And yo, that's right, y'all. It is your Uso Devotion with the Concrete Jungle podcast show, chilling with your Market Monday entrepreneur of the week, the crafting queen herself, Chastity, Sisavaii, yo, Puefua, yo, aka Party Wish, yo, brah, brah, brah. Tap in, make sure y'all follow her at Party Wish, yo. Keep it locked. It's the Concrete Jungle.
This is the real Concrete Jungle.